I want to tell you a story of a Victorian great. I hesitate to use the word genius, but it's pretty appropriate. He was schooled by his father, yet went on to achieve considerably more. He built whole railways, everything from rolling stock right the way through to the station buildings and the bridges. He was not Brunel. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Honourable Member for Whitby, Robert Stephenson.
He was a man who accelerated engineering progress more than any other because of the responsibilities he was given. This meant that he was the man who developed an understanding of soil mechanics, the movement of soils, the digging of tunnels, and also of structural engineering. He it was who developed new types of bridges and viaducts, and as well as the tunnels, of course.
The rail archives in York are bursting with his drawings, the great leaps forward in design from the much modified rocket onwards. His ability was recognised early on by a string of top-level appointments to railway companies. In his lifetime he was responsible for 2,000 miles of track, much of it very familiar today. And part of that legacy is the magnificent Royal Border Bridge.
Like so many of his other structures, not only does the bridge do the job, but it does it with a style and panache that others found very difficult to match. When Queen Victoria opened the bridge, she apparently offered Robert Stephenson a knighthood, but he turned it down out of respect to his father.
In his own time, Robert Stephenson was recognised as by far the most influential engineer. The evidence for this is that when he died, he was buried in Westminster Abbey, which is the highest honour, I suppose, that we could provide after death in this country. His funeral was accompanied by thousands of people turned out. It was almost like a public funeral. Even in the Abbey itself, there were some 3,000 to 4,000 people attending, each with a ticket, so it was that major an event. When Brunel died, just a few weeks before Stephenson, it was a very quiet affair, just a small cortege, and his funeral was attended by just a few hundred people.
He died in 1859, but in the winter of 1858 his health was so bad the doctors said, "You've got to get away somewhere warm." So in the way of the Victorians, he went to Egypt. He had Christmas in Cairo, but he shared it with Brunel. The pair of them had Christmas dinner together.
So much of what he achieved is still with us today, and yet so often he's overlooked in the rush to his father and Brunel. It would be a tragedy if he was allowed to be filed away and simply forgotten.